Everyone, dito na naman tayo sa review natin, and tonight will be a very long night. A long night. Bakit naman long night? Because we will be learning about the different facets or the different aspects of math. Merong na lesson natin ngayon, it's about math. Solve fast, faster. Math kasi ang nakikita na one of the problems na nakikita dyan na madalas doon pumupunta yung oras, di ba? In taking the examinations, it's more likely na because of the computations na ginagawa pa sa mathematics, whether it's basic or medyo advanced yan, madalas dito napupunta naman ang oras ninyo sa exam. So, bakit naman gano'n? Because bago tayo pumunta yan, bakit naman ganon? Because test examiners would actually challenge all ng mga comprehension mo, no? All ng mga, all the things that you learn in college, they would always try to challenge that, most especially sa mathematics. And most of the time, natitingnan dito na mathematics is actually a problem, most especially sa comprehension. So the best advice actually is before answering the question, basahin mo muna ng maigi because more often than not, the answer is actually in the question. So for tonight, math isn't about solving slowly and perfectly. It's about solving quickly and smartly. For tonight, we will tackle naman yung sinasabi nila na mental math. Though, sa mga iba dyan, this is basic, but the most important thing about mental math is it will give you actually the leeway, yung oras na kailangan mo sa hard questions if you could actually answer mentally na hindi ka pa nagpo-compute, but you only use your brain to calculate and find the answers. May technique naman dyan. There is always a technique there and napakarami. Ang problema talaga dyan, it's not the problem actually is marami yung techniques, but more likely that you will encounter questions that you will have to apply the techniques and you must have to master it. So the best advice here actually is when you learn of the technique, try to use it. Kasi math ito in any random numbers and prove the exercise, yung sinasabi nila na mental math exercise ng mga ito. So ano ba na ang mga ito? Ito naman ay nagagawa para number one, it's so that you could be able to spot patterns in seconds. Hindi ka pa maglalaan ng oras mo or you would not actually be spending so much time in solving mathematical problems. The other one is how to eliminate wrong answers without solving fully. Pag tingin mo pa lang, alam mo na. You're given choices, right? Sa pag-answer ng questionnaires and knowing the questionnaires. Pag tingin mo pa lang sa questionnaires, alam mo na kung ano yung mali at ano yung tama. And this is for you to guess intelligently, most especially when time is running out. Sa numerical ability section ng questionnaire, ito yung makikita nyo dyan. Basic arithmetic, word problems, percentages, fractions, decimals, series, and patterns, and practical math scenarios with regards to money, time, and measurement. More often than not, that questions could actually be solved right in your mind. Mentally, you could actually solve this one so that you could move forward sa mga ibang questions sa examination. Yan talaga ang objective ng mental math, to help you mentally solve these problems and to be able to advance immediately sa next na question. So the first thing that we'll tackle is about addition and subtraction. Malamang You met this before or nagawa nyo na ang mga ito while you were learning sa college, no? So, among you here is a college graduate. For sure, si Mark Allen is si college graduate. Si Lingdan, newly graduated dito. And also Bernadine. Lahat pala kayo dito is college graduate, no? So, we go with addition and subtraction. Ano na ang mga tricks na ginagawa dito using the rounding and compensation method? Ito yung magandang example. 68 plus 47. Mentally, you could actually solve this one. Usually, ang ginagawa ng iba dyan, rina-round off nila kaagad to the nearest number. In this case, in this scenario, ang ginawa nila, rinound off nila yung 50 and you could easily solve. That is 118. Then subtract yung inad mo naman na number. So, that is 115. Sa CS examination naman, bubulabugin ka dyan. They will give you bigger numbers like 100, 1,998 plus 178. Pagtingin mo pa lang dyan, if you are to compute, use the longer rule, malamang malalagasan ka ng oras. The best way actually is to round it off the 2,000. You add 178, then deduct, subtract 2. This is the rounding and compensation technique. In the examinations, bigyan kanila ng mga malalaki na numbers, but you could immediately solve that even without using your scratch paper or your pen mentally. The first technique is to round off the number. Sabihin natin, in the second example, it is 1,998. I-round off mo siya ng 2,000. Then, i-add mo yung 178. That is 2,178. And do not forget to subtract yung na-add mo na number. So that in that case, it is 2. So 1,998 plus 178 is 2,176. What is the secret there? Practice this mentally. Practice mo lang ito mentally. Sa una siguro talagang mahihirapan ka. But in the long run, it will help you. Pag na-practice mo na ito or kabisado mo na ito mentally. The other example is 250 naman. Ito na naman sa you do not subtract but you add. 250 minus 98. Most usually, yung ibibigay sa inyo, these are awkward numbers. Yung hindi madaling isolve. So, 250 minus 98. Ang technique naman dyan is baliktad naman. 250 minus 100, i-round mo yung 98 into 100, you come up with 150, then you add 2. You could do it mentally. You could actually practice this one. Ito naman, very awkward. 1789 minus 96. The best technique is 1,789 minus 100. That is 1,689. Then you just add 4. That makes it 1,693. Yan na naman ang technique dyan pag ang nilagay dyan is subtraction. That is a very, very good example pag ang nilagay naman dyan ay subtraction. That is the technique for the rounding off. Use rounding and compensation or use rounding and subtraction. Depende naman sa situation. So, you could actually use this in any random numbers, kahit na ano na number na you think about it. The best way actually to do it is to take practice much as possible daily. Magpa-practice ka para ma-perfect mo ang technique na ito. The other one naman is the multiplication tricks. The multiply by 5, the technique there is multiply mo by 10, then divide it by 2. Okay, example is a number, 5 times 24. you multiply. Alisin mo yung 5, you multiply it by 10, then you divide it by 2. A classic example is here, 345. Mas malaki na number. The shortcut there is it. Multiply mo yung 345 times 10 divided by 2. Yan na yung answer mo. 1,520 times 5, you multiply it by 10. Oh, nagkamali ako dito. This should have been 15,200. Ay, 1,000. Oo, this should have been 15,000. So, ano dapat ito? Disregard the second example. The first example actually is 345 times 5. The technique there is 345 times 10. Then the second step is divide it by 2. The second example, it should have been 152 times 5. So 152 times 10, 1520. The second step is you divide it, and the answer should have been 760. Yan naman if it is a multiple of 5. Ito naman ang shortcut dyan sa multiplication. So you take note of it. The other one is, how about if you multiply it by 9? Okay? If you multiply it by 9, ang technique naman dito is you multiply the number by 10. So 9 times 17, ang gagawin mo dito, you multiply 17 by 10. Then you deduct 17 at the end. This is what we call the multiplicator. The multiplicator is 17, the multiplicand is 9. Pero kahit nabalik-balik ka rin mo yan, parehas pa rin yung equation. Ang i-deduct mo dyan is not the number 9. It's actually the other number. So, a classic example is this. 27 times 9. How do we do it? You multiply 27 times 10, that is 270. Then, you deduct 27. Yan naman ang technique dyan. Either way, basta it is multiplied by the number 9. Another example is 1,278 times 9. The best way to do it is 1,278 times 10. Then you deduct the other number, 1,278. Do not deduct 9, but the multiplicand, yung number na ginamit mo to multiply with 9. In this case, the answer is 11,502. Yan ang sinasabi natin na shortcut that we could actually mentally use. Mentally use yan going into the examination. Another number again, multiply it by 11. The same technique. You multiply it by 10, then add the same number once more. Pero it's not 11 yung ina-add mo dyan. It's the other number. Don't be confused. It's not 11 yung i-add mo dyan, but it's actually the other number. The other number paired with 11. Kasi, kahit na random yan, basta ang number mo dyan is 11, it is paired with 11. It is paired with 11. To mentally do it, 11 times 10, add the number once more. So, sabihin natin 9 times 11. So, 9 times 10, it is not the number 11 yung i-add mo dyan. Ay, i-multiply mo dyan. It's not the number 11. 9 times 10, then you add the other number. Just in this case, 9 times 11. So, how do you do it? You multiply 9 times 10, then you add the number 9. Kasi yan ang multiply mo dyan. The other example is 123 times 11. The first thing you'll do is you multiply 123 times 10. That is 1,230. Then you add 123. That is the shorter way to do it. 245 times 11, 245 times 10, then you add the multiplicand. Hindi po yung 11. Consider that ang logic dito is you multiply first 245 times 10, may natira ka pa na isang 245. Yan ang i-add mo dyan. Mentally, you could do it. Mentally, you could do it. You could actually practice with random number and check it on your calculator. Ito kasi yung disadvantage dito eh. Going into the examination sa mathematics, you could not actually use a calculator. Keep that in mind. You could not actually use a calculator going into the examination. No? They will not allow you. They would only allow you a wristwatch to take note of the time. And in one of our lectures, actually, we will teach you how to use your wristwatch. So this is one of the tricks in multiplying for number 11. So kahit na gaano kalaki ang number dyan, if you mentally know the trick on how to do it, mas magaan ang pag-compute mo going into the examination. So, example natin, 100. Kahit napalitan mo yan, 150 sabihin mo. 150 times 11, mentally, you could compute it. 150 times 10, that is 1,500. Then, add another 150. 1,500 plus 150 equals 1,650. That's how we do mental math. Practice lang ito. The best way actually to practice mental math is to teach it to another. Ituro mo sa kasama mo na nag-review. It's one of the best way for you to be able to retain mental math. The other one is to use, kung ituturo mo sa kasama mo yan, that's what we call now as the Friedman technique. But if you use naman cards or sticky notes, gaya nito, that's actually the Leitner techniques. Ang ginagawa kasi ng mga iba, ilalagay sa sticky note, mentally inaaral yan every day. Kahit bigyan mo lang siya ng 1 minute, 5 minutes daily, until you could actually makabesa mo siya, that is a very big help for you going into the examination. The other one here is multiply by 25. If the number is divisible, if the whole number is divisible by 4, and answer a whole number din, mas magaan to. An example here is 25 times 32. You divide 32 by 4. Kahit sa hindi whole number na labas ng answer dyan, pwede rin ito. 32 divided by 4 times 100, that makes 800. Try it on your calculator. Ano yung 25 times 32? That's actually 800. But mentally, you could do that. Pag ito naman ang technique, if the number is multiplied by 25. Ang isipin mo, you divide it easily by 4, then times 100. 25 actually, pag matitingnan mo yan, is a quarter. 1/4 po yan. Pero puntahan po natin yan mamaya sa dito, fractions. These are the examples. 72 times 25. You divide 72 by 4, that is 18. You times it by 100. 1,800 yan. Likewise, sa 356, if you could mentally divide 356, then multiply it by, the answer is multiply it by 100. Ito, 25 by 25, it is not the whole number. 25 by 25. 25 divided by 4, it is 6.2. 25, 6.25. Then, you times it to 186,625. Yan naman po if the number is multiplied to 25. Yan ang technique dyan. So, take note of the numbers 5, 9, 11, 25. May ano pa din dyan, may kasama pa din dyan iba. 50, meron pa rin yan. 50, pwede rin dyan. Pwede mong yan. Pero iba na naman na technique yan. Okay, tapos na tayo sa multiplication. There are other techniques actually when it comes to multiplication. Now, punta naman tayo sa division shortcuts. Ito ang ikabesa nyo going into the examination. You must have to be able to convert fractions. Kaya ng 1/2 is equivalent to 50%, 1/4 is 25%, 1/3 is 33.3%, and 1/5 is 20%. Why? It's very important at mas magaan. Mas magaan ang pag-answer mo ng questions if you actually know this mentally. Sa pag-iisip mo, alam mo, mentally, you are able to be able to convert this one. Why are these important? Okay, tingnan natin sa examples natin na ito. Ano ang sabi dito? Hindi ko mabasa. Find 1/5 of 350. Okay? So the other way to do it actually is 1/5. That's actually 1 times 350 divided by 5. Yun ang ginagawa natin sa school, no? In the division using fractions. Pero pag sabihin mo naman yan, 1/5 na yan is actually 20%. So, the other way to do it mentally is 20% times 350, that's actually 7,000. Then, you move the decimal 2 places to the right, di ba? Yan ang ginagawa nila sa school. But there is another technique. Sabi dito, find the equivalent, ito, sa second, yan, 1 times 280, you divide it by 4. So, it is 70. Yan na naman ang isang technique dyan. Diretso yan because it is actually a simple fraction. Pero pag fragmented yung fraction, sabihin natin, could we 1/5, 1/4 sabihin natin times 280. Ano yung answer dyan mentally? If we add 1 here, 1/4. You think of 1 times the whole number of 280. Alisin mo yan sa equation, then punta ka na sa 1/4. 280 divided by 4, that is 280 divided by 4, that is 70. So 280 plus 70, that is 350. Yan naman pag mental math sa multiple fractions. The other one is find 1/3 of 189. Equivalent of dividing by 3. 189 divided by 3 equals 63. Pag 3/4 naman ang tinatanong dyan, you think of what is the 50%. What of the 50% of 320, that is 160. And what is the 25%, that is 80. You combine, that is 240. Or, the easier route actually is 3 times 320 divided by 4. Yan naman yan sa division natin sa fractions. But mentally, you could actually do it using this technique. Yung think first of the 50%. Alam mo, 75% yan. Think first of the 50%, then think of the 25%, then you add it. Like 50% of 320 is 160. You think of the other 25, it's 80. And you add it to come up with the answer of 240. Again, mentally, you could actually do this one. And it takes only exercise to exercise the brain to be able to, come examination day, you could actually apply these tricks. Sa percentages naman tayo, you must have to take note of 10%. Ito na yung sinasabi ko kanina. 10%, you move the decimal place one place to the left. So what is the 10% of 100? One place to the left, it is 10. What is the 10% of 17? Sabihin natin, or yes, 17. So multiply 10 times 17, that is 170. Then you move the decimal place 1 to the left, and that is now the equivalent. Sa 1% naman, single digit, you move it twice to the left. So sabihin natin, what is the 1% of 2,000? Twice to the left, that is 20. Pag sa 50% naman, kaya sinabi ko kanina, aralin nyo yung percentages because most probably makakatulong dun ito sa inyo. So, sabihin natin, find the 30% of 250. Ang shortcut niyan is 30% times 30 times 250, 3 times 25. Sabihin mo lang isipin mo lang yan. Then, that is 7,500. Then you move the decimal places, 2 places to the right, that is 75. Or ito, pag medyo mahirap, sabihin natin 40% of 2,500. Kunin mo yung 10%. Then, you multiply it by 4. Mentally, you could actually do it. Sabihin natin 70% of 250. You take the 10% of 250 and multiply it by 7 in this case naman. You see, parang the exercises actually are parang mahirap pag tinitingnan. But if you could actually give time daily, kahit man lang 5 minutes yan, 1 minute yan a day, pwedeng-pwede, you could actually master these exercises. May kilala ako na dalawang magbarkada na ang ginagawa nila is pinapaalala nila ang isa't isa. They remind each other. Ano nga pala yung technique ng 11, multiplying 11, ganun. Nagtatanong yung isa, the other one naman is teaching it. Yun ang pinakamainam, or it's actually the easiest way to do mental math. You teach it to somebody. At pag nakuha niya yan, of course, if you're teaching somebody actually, you are in the position that you are the teacher, ikaw yung magtuturo sa kanya, you're in the position na tama naman yung tinuturo mo. But it is the easiest way to learn mental math. Teach it to somebody or use the Leitner method. Use cards, use sticky notes, kung ano man ang pwedeng pagsulatan dyan. Then you practice it every day. Anyway, I'll be giving you these examples for you to practice on in the coming days. Next, break it into easy chunks. Split 3 key percentages into sums or differences of these ones. Ano ba naman ang ibig sabihin nito? Okay, in this example, 15% of 80, the first step is to take the 10%, that is 8. The second step is to take the other 5%. So if 8 is the 10% of 80, then the 5% of 80 is 4. Then you add the 2. Ganun na naman ang isang technique dyan. Likewise, dito, 35% of 80, gamitin mo din ng 10% muna, kunin mo, you multiply it by 3, nakuha mo na yung 24. Then, using i-hub mo naman para makuha mo yung number 4. Then, add it all together. Yun naman ang isa na example na pagkuha ng percentages using your mental ability. The other one, pag nalaman mo din ang formula na ito, going into the exam, you could actually use it. You could actually use this formula or these tricks going into the examination. The other one is doubling, and halving. Doble mo, tapos you half it naman. When finding percents of upward numbers, adjust for easier mental steps. Ano yung sinatawag nila na awkward numbers? Yung mga unpredictable na numero na hindi mo alam, or yung mga numero that you do not necessarily meet every day. Yun ang sinasabi nila na awkward numbers. Find 5% of 260. Kunin mo muna logically, get the 10%, then half it. Then you have your answer. Yan naman yan. The other one is 5% of 1,800. You get the 10%, then you have. Biyakin mo yung 10%, then you get 90. If you look at this one, you could actually master this one mentally without calculations. Okay, sabi nila, the 5% of 500. Kunin mo yung 10% ng 500. That's 50. Then, hatiin mo. That is 25. So you have the 5% of 500. Yan naman ang isang technique kung paano makukuha yung mga answers natin sa percentage. Reverse percent, find the whole. So, nahihirapan ako dito noon eh. Grabe. Sa examination noon, hindi ko nahanap-hanap yung formula nito. Palagay ko, dito rin ako, di ko na-answeran to, di ko nakuha ito. Pero meron pa ng technique ito. To find the original amount when given a percent. Okay, in this scenario, in this example, if 30% of 40, if 30% of a number is 45, what is the number? So, ibig sabihin natin dito, 45 is 30%. What is the number? Then, if 45 is 30%. The first thing you do is you look for the 10%. What is the 10% of 45? So, you divide 45 by 3. Then that is 15. Then you multiply it by 10 to get the 100%. So if you look at it, 45 over 150, that is 3 over 10. That is actually 30%. 45, what is the whole? What is the 100? Ibig sabihin nito, what is the 100% of 45? 45 being 30%. Ang shortcut niyan, you get first the 10% of 15, then multiply it by 100 to get the 100%. So naman, 60% of a number is 150. What is the number? The same process. 60% is equal to 150. So you search for the 10% of 150. What is the 10% in 150? So 60% is equivalent to 150. The next thing that you'll do actually is to get the 10%. And that is 25. You divide 150 divided by 6. That is actually 10%. Then you multiply it by 100. Multiply it by 10. Or the 100% of these numbers actually is multiplied to 10 to make it 250. Yan naman ang simple trick dyan. And usual, it takes you practice to perfect actually these tricks and to be able to apply into the examination. May mga more advanced tricks, pero it requires a little of calculation pag pupunta naman tayo sa algebra. Pero ibang topic na po yan. Okay, for fractions and decimals, diba yung sinasabi natin kanina, You convert them para mas maintindihan mo kung ano yung equivalent nila, and you simplify actually the equation pag binibigyan ka ng problema regarding this one. 1/2 is equivalent to 0.5 sa decimal. 1/4 is equivalent to 0.25. 3/4 is equivalent to 0.75. 1/3 is 0.33. 2/3 0.66, and so on. In the exam, you might be meeting this one. Baka meron ang mga ito. And it's very important to dito na ginagamit yung memorization, or it's very important for you to understand it. O sabihin natin, pag pumupunta na kayo kasi sa word problems, ito yung mga ginagamit nila. These actually are the scenarios na ginagamit nila, or these are actually ang tawag natin dito. This para matrick kayo sa examination. So it helps kung talagang i-memorize nyo ito, aralin nyo ito. And in your review, you must have also to learn this one's actually very easy to get the answer when you know the decimal. Baka sabihin dyan, what is the 1/8 of ganito na number? It's easy. Just times mo lang yung 1.125 or 0.4. And you could increase actually your chances of passing the examination. The other one is, okay, reverse na naman ito. Reverse, it's decimal to fraction. 0.1 is 1/10, 0.2 is 1/5. Pag ilalagay mo naman ito sa percentages, you move the decimal places 2 places to the right. So, 0.1 magiging 1, 2. You move the decimal places 2 places to the right. So, pag 1/5 siya, magiging 20%. Pag 10 naman siya, magiging siyang 10%. 10, 1/4, 25, and so on and so forth. Yun naman ang ano natin sa decimal to fractions. Fractions times 100 to percentage. Ito yung sinasabi ko kanina. 1/2 is 50, 1/4 is 25, and these are very, very important na ikabesa nyo because come problem solving time, baka marami naman ang ilalagay dito. Baka naman marami yung ilalagay sa questions, and you could understand more if you know actually the equivalence of the fractions to percentages. And naturo naman sa inyo, if you're multiplying it with percentages, anong ginagawa natin dyan? You move the decimal places 2 places to the left. Convert fractions to percentages. Ulit-ulit na lang to. Okay, for word problems, ito na naman ang madalas na problema ng mga examination takers sa word problems. Most usually kasi binibigyan kayo ng problems na ito, ginagamit ang mga words na ito. Pag total sum or together, your hint there is that is addition. Addition yung gagamitin mo. Pag left, difference, and remain, most probably the question is about subtraction. Pag each, every, or per unit, then it's multiplication. And pag shared, equally divided, that is division. You see, nakikita mo dito. Because one actually of the sum sa mga kasama natin na nag-exam, ang problema actually talaga nila is to comprehend the question. That is a number one na sinasabi dyan. You have to comprehend the question. You must have to understand the question. And the best way actually to do it is to read it first before going into your answers. So ito, an example. Anna has 5 bags. Each bag has 8 candies. How many candies in total? So this is a multiplication problem. And yan, 5 times 8. Ang ano mo dyan is each. Diba? Each bag has 8 candies. Yan naman ang keyword mo dyan. Each shirt originally cost 480. During a sale, the price is increased 25%. What is the new price? You see? Ganda yung ginawa niya dito kasi alam niya na 25% is equivalent to 1/4. So, easier na yung ano mo dito. 1/4 is 1 times 480 divided by 4. And it's 120. Or 25%, two-way. Two-way yung solution. You multiply 25 times 480, it's the longer root. Or you convert it, yung 1/4, yung 25%, you convert it to 1/4. That is 1 times 480. And it's equivalent to 120. Mas magaan na isolve mo siya mentally than going into the complex process of computation. Pero pag ikaw naman ay bihasa sa computation, well, pwede rin naman po. The other one is, nandito na tayo sa ano? Okay, ang hint naman dito sa word problems is, yun, yung sinabi ko kanina, you read it very carefully. And pag nakita mo na malayo, your options are there, at pag lumabas na yung answer mo, shade it immediately. And may hint ka din naman dyan because this is mathematics. Makita mo kung ano yung malayo or talaga na wrong answer. But if you got the right solution, it is the most effective way to be able to get the right answer. Ito naman ang problema ng mga iba dyan. It is the series and patterns. The secret there is to know the numbers and mentally check kung ano yung pagkakaiba nila or what is actually the pattern that is coming up. Since this is numerical ability, this is a lecture on numerical ability, so ang lalabas dyan is numbers. So 2, 4, 6, 8. Example na ito, makikita nyo the number progresses as each is being added with 2. So, 2, 4, 6, 8. Ang susunod talaga dyan ay 10. Pero ito, sa isang example na ito na naman. Ano ang pattern na lumalabas dyan? The pattern differences. Nandito sa baba. And what is the common reference here? Each pattern actually is increasing by 2 or odd number. Nag-i-increase siya as odd number. So you look at it mentally, 3, makikita mo dyan. 3 plus 3 equals 6. 6 plus 5 equals 11. 11 plus 7 equals 18. 18 plus what? Ano na ang ilagay natin dito? Doon sa baba, 27. The pattern is 2 each time for each odd number. Yan naman yan. Pero there are patterns na mas mahirap. Sabihin natin na ang ano naman, must also have to know the square and the cube. The square is a number multiplied into itself. Pwedeng ganun naman ang pattern or yung progression ng patterns in a series. The other one, wala na tayo. Wala na tayo. Fast checking techniques. Ang technique naman na ito, if alanganin ka sa answer mo, pero meron ka pang oras, go back to the longer option. Yung computation naman, if alanganin ka sa answer mo. We trace back. The options are far apart. Estimate kasi numbers ito Estimate. Usually ito yung sinasabi ko na far apart yung questions. Hindi sila, sabihin natin, hindi sila They are actually far apart. And logically, tinitingnan mo yung sequence ng answers is they are not actually pareho or they are not actually malapit sa isa't isa. Sabihin natin you're look at the range of the answers. You're looking at the range in your estimate. The range of the answer is between 3 to 4. Pero nakita mo naman dyan, malalayo, there is 7, an 8, and a 9. But your estimate is between 3 and a 4 at meron naman dyan 3.5 or 3.6. The most logical answer actually is yung malapit sa estimate mo. And the other one, eliminate obviously wrong choices. Ay nakukuha naman to sa isang module on how to eliminate actually the wrong choices and how to answer correctly. But that's actually the fast checking techniques na sinasabi nila sa pag-check ng answers mo sa mathematical equations. Okay, for improvement tips, do this daily. Hopefully nakopyahan mo ito. Do this daily. Speed matters as much as accuracy. 10 pa lang ito, just more than 10 or nearly 10 na mental mathematics mathematic hacks, pero marami actually ang hacks dito. And as we advance, marami din ang pwedeng may bigay sa inyo na tips. Speed matters as much as accuracy. Ito kasi yung you must have to take note of the time when taking of the examination. And sa math problems, when you overthink, kasi naturuan tayo sa school na you answer the math problems, then go back to your computation method para matingnan kung tama o hindi yung answer mo. In an examination that there is a given time, you must have to answer quickly and faster. You must have to answer accurately and be fast so that you could be able to advance or you could accumulate time to return back later and review your answers. Don't drown in one problem. There is a technique there. Pag sa apply mo ng mental math, ay wala. Hindi talaga lalabas. Do not dwell on that one. Pareho din yung easy number na correct answer and the difficult one. Because you must have to prioritize kung ano talaga yung answers mo dyan. Yan naman po ang sinasabi natin na improvements. Okay. May pumasok ba? May pumasok ba sa tips natin ngayong araw? May pwede na pumasok na nakuha nyo sa mga tips natin na ngayong araw? So, okay. For Bernadine, sa mga kasama din natin dito. But the best advice actually is bigyan mo siya ng oras. Bigyan mo siya ng oras na mag-review ka and eventually it will sink in. Ang ang lecture kasi natin ngayon para siyang mahirap intindihin but eventually it takes practice. Takes practice. And the important thing here is pagkabisado mo na, alam mo na kung ano yung gagawin mo sa pag-answer ng math questions. Going into the exam, you will develop confidence. You will develop confidence on how to answer the questionnaires fast, on how to be able to answer them with confidence, and it will increase actually your chances of passing the examination. So before we go, we have additional modules here. Sabihin nyo lang kung ano yung gusto nyo dyan. We have now 7 learning modules sa lecture natin. And meron pang darating dyan on how to answer logical questions na naman. The other one actually is being prepared on how we'll be able to answer logical questions. Kasi malamang marami din ang sa atin dyan ang namumroblema on the logical questions, especially sa patterns, especially sa assumptions, especially sa conclusions. So I would be giving the mock test one, for you to be able to take a practice, kung at i-apply yung mga yung mga na-take natin sa lecture natin ngayong gabi. And hopefully, you could make most of your time sa pag-take ng mock examinations natin. We have also specialized questionnaires, study guides, ebooks, and question banks if you need it. And the next one would be actually mindsetting na naman tayo. Hindi naman puro lecture na mabibigat yung mga lecture natin. So on the next one, we would actually prepare your mindset on how to take the examination. This is a very, very important part of the review so that you would be able to prepare yourself on how to take the examination proper. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you for being here. And hopefully, meron kayong napulot sa ating review. We'll try to add other advanced tricks naman sa mathematics. Those are actually the basic tricks. Pero pag sabi nito, pag pupunta din tayo sa dito, advanced math, there are also other techniques na ginagawa dyan. The best advice in taking the mathematics sa exam actually is do it fast for you to be able to gain momentum. Don't dwell on hard questions. There would always be time for you to come back, for you to be able to answer the harder questions. Okay? Thank you very much. Good night and see you on the next lecture.